Yes, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball to everybody. I'm going to be doing another quick video about one of my rimfires, and it's the 2.2 rimfire. I think it's called the Finnfire now. It's a SAKO P04R. I think the R stands for rimfire. It's a little 2.2. I'm using CCI mini mags at the moment in this one for target, and it's to be honest with you, I bought it as a second-hand deal from Bamford's in Chorley. It's my sort of like go-to gun place that at the moment. It's got some cracking little guns in there, air guns as well as rim fires and centre fires and everything else, and shotguns. I bought several shotguns from there too. And they always seem to look after me. They always seem to be very helpful. And they always seem to be able to do a deal. So yes, a shout out to Bamford's in Chorley. Yeah, so this is a little Finnfire. It's now marketed as a Finnfire and a Finnfire 2. It's got quite a long convoluted name. It's a SAKO P04R. I don't know what the P stands for, to be fair, or 04, but I'm fairly certain that the R stands for rimfire. It's in a wooden stock. It's quite a nice stock actually. The wood on it is quite nice. It is used, but I'm not too fussed about that. I'm not too bothered. I think all second-hand guns have another life. People do change them. They go on to FAC Air, or they go on to some further larger calibers, like 223, 243, 308 and all this lot, 17 HMR. I toyed with getting a 17 HMR Horn 80 Magnum round, but I couldn't justify it for target at the moment, so I didn't put that on my ticket. I think 2.2 justifies target as well as using it for vermin and pest control. Although over in the UK, you've got to show that you've got a reasonable reason to have one as such before you get your firearms license. So that's the only thing. Over in the States or over in Europe, it might be slightly different. I'm not too up on the international law as such. But yeah, they do. The thing's a Finnfire quad system now. Where you can actually interchange the barrels. This is a longer barrel. I think it's the 24-inch barrel on it, which is ideal for me, being a bit of a target shooter. And again, I've only got a cheap and cheerful Amazon bipod on it on the swivel screw adapter. Again, I'm not going to buy into the SAKO, 300, 400 pound bipod. It doesn't make you a better shooter. You need to get the basics right first. I grew up with Springers, with the the armory hold or something like that, or whatever. So I'm quite used to the recoil fairly early on, and I think if you start off on a PCP, you tend to spoil yourself with a PCP. There's hardly any recoil with a PCP unless you go to FAC. There's a bit more there, but normally it's just a click, and depending on the moderator, you wouldn't really know that the pellet's gone. But this one's, yeah, it's a great little rifle. This, to be fair, you can tell it's a normal one because you've not got the colour coded ring there. As I say, if it was the quad system, you interchange the barrels, take that barrel out. There's two little torque bits underneath here. You take those out and you can interchange. I think there's a torque screw or something. You interchange that out and you can put like a, I think there's a 2.2 Winchester Magnum round or the Horn 80 Magnum round. You can put that one in the 17 HMR and all that lot. I think that's more or less like a European thing because, like I say, in the UK, you've got the FAC restrictions. You've got to have a purpose. You've got to show reasonable cause for owning an FAC rifle. Like I say, mine is just target at the moment because getting a permission over in the UK is, well, round here it's extremely difficult. Even though you're showing that you've got insurance, you're a responsible shooter, for some, knocking on somebody's door and say, you know, can I shoot on your land? The alarm bells immediately start ringing, and this, you all right? I've got this. I've got some bloke who does it for you, and well, the other bloke's not here. I'm here now, and everything else, and it's extremely difficult to get your foot in the door. So I'm not too bothered about that. I'd like to stick with target for the time being. I use the pellets and the air rifles for vermin and pest control. Especially with these, you've got to be so careful with these ricochets and everything else. So yeah, this is the SAKO Finfire 2 or the P04R. It's a fairly light rifle. It's, I don't know how much it weighs, but I think it's the varmint stock. It's light, it's sturdy. Everybody who looks at it on the range has a little wry smile on the face when you say, "Oh, what gun's that you're using?" "Oh, it's a SAKO." "Oh, lovely. I've got a SAKO in 2243." It's like it's like a pin out. It's like a pin hammer. It's literally bullet on bullet when you get it tuned in. The moment I'm running it on a Hawk 3B9B40 scope, which tends to suit the rifle. I think with rim fires, people tend to put a big scope on it and everything else, and again, I don't think it suits. It's like the Virat, the HW35 that I bought off a pal of mine recently, the one from 1976. I think you have to have a scope which suits the rifle and suits your shooting style and for what you're actually shooting it with. Now, I'm not I'm more or less a target shooter, and when I shoot, I'm one of these people who shoots with both eyes open, and that's to keep an eye on whatever's moving around in the field. But also, if you close one eye when you shoot, so if you're if you're right eye dominant and you're shooting through your right eye, if you close your left eye, you've automatically shut off 50% of your field of vision. So your right eye is working extremely hard now to compensate the distances and everything else. Now, if you get something what's called the muzzle mirage at the front, like I say, I've reported back when I was at the range with a mate, and we at his sharing the Browning. That moderator, the Wildcat moderator, was absolutely red hot, and the heat mirage coming off that was distorting the field of view down to the target. And we were shooting about, I think it was about 300 yards. We normally shoot at the longer ranges at 600 yards out to 1,000. But yeah, so both of us was like, yeah, we got it, and then it only clicked on the way home. We were going, it must have been the heat mirage. So you know, when you shut off one eye and you close one eye, you tend to pull a funny face, like OR and all this lot, but B, you're actually closing off and shutting off 50%, because it makes sense unless you've only got one eye. 50%, if you shut the other eye and you've only got one eye, you're actually blind. You're not seeing anything, but you're actually shutting off so much of your field of view, and you're actually doing yourself a disservice. So, like I say, it's on a bipod. At the club, you can either use a stand or certain other bits, and I think it's a quarter UNF thread on the actual muzzle, which you can put a moderator on it. But when you're at the range, you're on. I use SWATCOM's digital phones, so I find that they're all right. They're quite good. So you don't really notice unless somebody's at side of you with a 357 or 44. Then you actually know about it, because your trousers are blasting away and they're having loads of fun, and you're trying to get in the zone, trying to pick out your target and everything else. So yeah, this is the SAKO P04R, or as we all know and love it, as a Finfire. I think it's marketed as a Finfire. Yeah, it's a bolt action gun, one of the safest guns you could ever buy. Bolt action is always safest than automatic. And yeah, I never store it with the bolt there. The bolt always out in a separate place. But yeah, she's a lovely little rifle. The actual trigger on this is so crisp. Everybody comments on it, and the safety is back and forward, simple. but when you put the safety on, it throws a little pin up inside. I don't know if you can see that on that side, which locks the actual bolt to stop you closing it. So it's a fairly simple system, but it's a simple system that works. So yeah, I just thought I'd mix it up a little bit and show another one of my little toys. But like I say, this is the SAKO Finfire 2. Can I just say, I'm actually amazed by all the subscribers. I've only got 20 odd, and when I started this channel, I wasn't really hoping or I wasn't expecting anything. So I'm quite surprised that people are taking the time to watch me ramble on, an old fella ramble on about guns and things like that. But B, I'm also blown away by some of the comments that some people are taking the time out to actually make. I'll always try and respond to them if I have time. I work shifts and all that lot, and I do this in my spare time, but it's something that I'm really passionate about and I really enjoy, and I hope that comes through on the video and everything else. I'm always off script. I don't have a script. I just do it on the fly, so sometimes I stutter and say a lot. I know I say a lot. So I apologise for stuff like that, but like I say, I'm just trying to keep it real and make it all about the guy on the street, the girl on the street, who has an interest in these things and does it not as a job but as a hobby. And that's what I keep saying about the scopes and the equipment. I like to keep it so it's some of it is a considered purchase, some of it is fairly cheap and available through internet stores, and some of them are billy bargains. You go into a shop and especially you say, oh, I'll do your deal. And everything else. So yeah, hats off to the people who do it for a living and can afford a £4,000 scope. If you're doing it all day, every day, good on you, well done. It's your job, fantastic. It's my dream job, that, but unfortunately I've not got a dream job. I've got a job that I have to go to work, and everything that I've got at the moment with the cost of living is just, everything's going up, so I have to justify it. So going forward, there'll be a few little curveballs like this coming into it, and I hope you don't mind. It's still going to be airgunish and field sports and everything else, but I just like to share my passion with rimfire, with air guns, FAC stuff, rifle, 12 gauge and things like that. So can I thank you all for taking the time to look at this video and watch it, and if you made it to the end of this video and hear me rambling on, well done, brilliant. There's no prize you've won the booby prize, which is probably a recommendation for my next one. So yeah, but thanks very much. But yeah, this is my little rifle, the 22 rimfire, and SAKO. It's an excellent rifle. It's actually, I was going to say pellet on pellet then. It's not, it's bullet on bullet accuracy when you get it dialed in. And that scope was about 100 quid and everything else. So yeah. I really appreciate your time and energy watching this video. That's 13 minutes of your life you won't get back, but I hope it's been an enjoyable 13.5 minutes. Okay, thanks. Until the next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.